What is good, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, guys, I'll be analyzing for you the dollar index, gold, US30, US100, AUDUSD and USDCAD. So if you appreciate this kind of content, please make sure to like this video if you find it valuable, and also subscribe to the channel. It really does encourage me to just keep on going and keep on posting this kind of content. So in front of us we have the dollar index, and on this market long term I am looking for sales. I am bearish on this market. The reason for this is because this market is currently trending below this particular strong channel, which was a bullish channel, as you can see. So the market was buying in between this channel going to the upside. However, at the moment the market, as you can see, it has broken below. So this usually is a sign of bearishness, or rather a sign of a new trend reversal. So for me, because of that, I'm looking for sales. Another reason for this is because, as you can see, the market is currently trending below a very strong area of support, which has now turned into resistance. Let me zoom in like this. So in the past, the market kept on respecting this area as an area of resistance. Anytime it got there, it sold. And then the market got enough momentum to break above. Eventually, when it came back, it just kept on supporting again over this support over here for like 3 to 4 years. The market couldn't break this area of support. And then last month, as you saw, then the market gave us a very strong bearish candlestick, then closing below that particular structure, which was a support. So now, because of that, again, this is what I'm looking for sales. Now, the way you can trade this market is just go to a smaller time frame, identify areas of interest. It could be anything for you. Personally, for me, is structure of support, resistance, and or break and retest. So in the day on, going to the daily time frame over there, I do have 2 areas of interest that I had identified. So I'm operating in between this high over here and this low over here. So as you can see, last week the market did eventually push to our area of interest, which was this high. From here, I do see market again to just push back a little bit up again, potentially creating a double top pattern, and then from there I'll start to look for sales, hoping to break below this particular support, turn it into a newly formed resistance, and then again I get my sales long term from there. Another possibility, the market could just treat this area over here as an area of a range. It could just sell at that resistance, by the support, and then just keep on going like that. And so for me, I'll be watching it very closely. If I see the market is buying from here, I will buy, and if I see the market is selling from here, I will sell. And if the market breaks above, then of course I'll start to buy long term, and if the market breaks below, then of course again it sells long term. That's all I have on this market. Moving on to gold. On gold, I'm bullish on this market, and I don't even need to go to a higher time frame. The reason for this, you can see we have a very strong bullish trend over here. First touch over here, second touch, a third touch, and a fourth touch, and this is a fifth touch, which we got last week. The market just came to retest. Also, this particular structure over here, as you can see, the market was moving up, creating that resistance, then broke that resistance, turned into newly formed support, and then broke again another resistance, and then this was another retracement back to this particular structure over here of support. And now my expectation is for the market to push, potentially to create new higher highs. Now, the way you can trade this market, again, go to a smaller time frame. So as you can see, on the 1 hour time frame, we did have a bearish trend on this particular market. First touch over there, second touch, a third touch, and a fourth touch, and then now the market is broken out of that bearish trend, came back to retest it perfectly over here, the market bought. So now these are my 2 areas of interest. I'm looking in between this support over here and this resistance over here as my 2 areas of interest where I could, or rather where I am going to buy from. So my expectation is for this market to continue pushing, hopefully to break above that resistance, turn it into a newly formed support, and from there we start to look for buyers. Or if the market doesn't give us that, there is a high chance it could want to come back again to this support, probably just to come and retest again, and then from there we can start to look for those buys to the upside. But I don't see anything at the moment suggesting that this market is bearish. Everything for me at the moment is pointing to the upside, and because of that, I'll continue to look for buys on this market. Moving on to US30. I'm also bullish on this market. Let's go to the monthly time frame. So I'm bullish long term on this market, and the reason for this is because, as you can see, the market is in a bullish trend, a bullish channel. The market is just pretty much going up. Not only that, the market is currently in an impulse move. So as you can see, this was an impulse, and this was a correction, otherwise known as a retest. Then this again was an impulse, and then this was a correction, otherwise known as a retest. And now the market is pushing up, giving us another opportunity for those impulse to potentially create new higher highs over there. So not that I'm saying it's going to happen, but because of the way the market is moving, that's what I'm expecting. Now, the way you can trade this market, again, smaller time frame. So looking at the daily time frame, you can clearly see that this market is now trending above this area of significance over here in the past, which was a resistance, then became a support over here, and then became a support, So because the market is now above that area, you can see that it did push up, gave us a retracement. So now my expectation is for the market to continue, hopefully back to those highs over there, potentially to break them, and then again retest to the upside. So because of this, I'm looking for buyers on this market. Now, if you are going to trade this market on a smaller time frame, I think you might see that maybe there might be some other interesting structures over there, like this one on the 1 hour time frame. So what I can observe here is that I can have a base trend on this particular market. As you can see, the market just was selling on the 1 hour time frame. Then the market gave us that breakout, breaking not only the trend line, but also breaking those particular highs over there. So now this resistance, previous resistance, has now turned into a newly formed support. So as soon as the market opens, I do believe very strongly that this area is going to support and push price higher. It could not, but based on how I trade, that's what I'll be looking for on this particular instrument. Moving on to US100, go to the monthly time frame so that it can make sense to you guys. So similar to what US30 has, we have an impulse and then correction, otherwise known as a pullback, and then an impulse and then correction, otherwise known as a pullback. And then now the market is giving us another impulse move to the upside, hopefully to create those new higher highs. So because of that, I'm looking for buyers on this market. So as I can observe over here, again, the market is broken above this particular area of interest. As you can see, in the past was a resistance. When the market was above, it acted as an area of support. And so because now the market is pushed up back again to that area, there is a possibility for the market to give us a retracement back to that support, just to come and retest it before we can see those up buys to the upside. Otherwise, if the market doesn't do that, it could just open and then continue pushing up. And if it does that, of course, I'll be looking at this area of resistance, hoping to break above it. And if we break above it, a retest and then a continuation to the upside. Or again, a possibility could be that the market could treat this area as an area of a range, as it did in the past. As you can see over there, the market in the past was ranging in between. So it could again just want to maybe try and range before it give us that overall move to the upside. That's just another possibility. But for me, I'll be looking for buys exactly from this support and above that resistance over there. Moving on to AUDUSD, I'm bullish on this market. Let's go to the monthly time frame. So the reason for me to be bullish on this market is simply because this market is just coming from an area of significance. This particular support over here, a very interesting support, by the way. As you can see, anytime the market reached that support, it just kept on buying back from 2009, and currently now 2025, the market is above that area of support. Not only that, if you go to a smaller time frame, maybe the I think let's go to the daily time frame, and over there, what you will notice is that the market not only is it trending above that structure over there, however, it was also recently broken above these particular resistance structure that was formed on the daily time frame. So because of this, I did see the market breaking, giving us a retracement. So because of this, now I do expect the market to give us an impulse to the upside. So these are my two very interesting areas. I'm looking at this high and this low over here. So as you can see, in the past few weeks, the market has been respecting this area of resistance. So for me, exactly where we are, I'll be looking for buys, and then as soon as the market reaches this resistance, I will study how price moves. If I see that there is dying momentum, I then start to look for sells. But that doesn't mean I'll be bearish long term. It's just to trade this market because there is a possibility of the market to just range in between this high and low. But I'm not expecting that as much as I'm expecting the market to break above, which is what I'm looking for towards in this particular instrument. So USDCAD, and I'm closing with this one. So as you can see on this particular market, long term, I am looking for sells. However, because of how the market has behaved exactly at around the structure here, I'm starting to look for buys just short term. For the moment, I'm going to look for buys, but I don't think the market is going to hold that long. So we'll just see how the market moves. But of course, if the market starts to sell, then we're going to look for sell. So my reason for why I'm looking for buyers, because as you can see, the market is trending above a very strong area of support. First touch over there, second touch over there, a third touch, a fourth touch, and then again, this is our fifth touch on that particular trend line. Not only that, the market is again trending above a very strong area of support. As you can see in the past, this was acted as a very strong area of resistance. So anytime the market reached that resistance, it sold, reached that resistance, it sold, resistance sold again and again and again. So now that the market broke out, it gave a retracement, and now the market, as you can see, it is starting to buy from that support. So these are my two reasons why I am now looking for buyers on this market. So the only time I'm going to start looking for sells is if maybe the market could just reclaim back that move that it just created with this candlestick, and then probably close below these particular highs, and then from there, which is what I would love, then of course from there retrace, and then I'll start to sell this market to the downside. Now the way you can trade this market, again, smaller time frame for this one, I'll just go straight to the daily, to the 4-hour time frame. Market is kind of ranging at the moment. As you can see, the market is not even going up, it's just moving in a sideways kind of a pattern. So what I'm going to do is, as I can see, there's a minor trend that has formed over here. So as you can see over there, first touch, a second touch, third touch, and this is the fourth touch. So what I'll be looking for on this market is for the market to actually break above this resistance over here. If the market could give me this opportunity over here to just push price higher, breaking above this resistance, I'll look forward to then wait a retest on this market and then continue buying this market to the upside. Otherwise, another possibility is for the market to just retest back into this area of support over here, because as you can see, it broke out, didn't really come to retest with a touch. It just came with the move but didn't really touch that area. It could again want to come back to that support. From that support, then you start to look for those buys. Otherwise, that is all I have for the week that is coming, guys. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It really does encourage me to just keep on going. And yeah, man, share with your friends. With that being said, guys, I love you. I'll see you next week, same time, same place. And yeah, I am out.